He built the greatest empire the world had ever seen. But before his son took the crown, Cyrus the Great disappeared into the east and never returned. The Rise and Fall of the Persian Empire, Part 6. Cambyses II and the Conquest of Egypt. When Cyrus the Great died in 530 BCE, the world changed. He had conquered the Medes, Lydia, and Babylon without burning cities or erasing cultures. He was admired by enemies, honored by priests, and remembered by prophets. But how did he die? The truth is, no one knows for sure. Before Egypt was ever taken by Persia, Cyrus rode into Central Asia, into a land of tribes, horse archers, and brutal terrain. And there, his story ends in blood and silence. By the late 530s BCE, the Persian Empire stretched across thousands of miles, but one corner of the map remained untamed, the northeastern frontier. Far beyond Babylon and Susa, past the Zagros Mountains and the Caspian Sea, lay the steppes and deserts of Central Asia. This was the domain of the Saka, Massagetae, and other nomadic tribes, ferocious warriors on horseback who answered to no king. Cyrus saw these peoples not as enemies, but as the final challenge in uniting the known world. So why did Cyrus launch one last campaign? There are a few likely reasons. To secure the empire's northeastern borders, to prevent nomadic raids into Persian territory, and perhaps to chase one last victory before handing over his crown. Even in his 60s, Cyrus led the charge himself, not from behind scrolls and courtiers, but on horseback, through deserts and across rivers. According to the Greek historian Herodotus, Cyrus faced a fierce tribe called the Massagetae, led by a warrior queen named Tomarus. Her people were experts in archery, horseback warfare, and swift, nomadic strikes. They didn't build cities, they didn't need walls. They lived in the wild, and they were prepared to die for their freedom. The campaign was brutal. Cyrus first attempted diplomacy, asking for Tomarus's hand in marriage. She refused. Then came trickery. He sent a decoy camp, loaded with wine. The Massagetae attacked it, got drunk, and were ambushed by Cyrus's forces. Herodotus says Tomarus's son was killed or captured in the process. That was the final insult. Tomarus rallied her entire force and attacked Cyrus head-on. In the battle that followed, Cyrus the Great, the man who conquered Babylon without a fight, was killed. How exactly? That depends on the source. Herodotus says Tomarus beheaded Cyrus and plunged his head into a bag of blood.
You have thirsted for blood, and now you shall have your fill.
Ctesias, another ancient writer, claims he died of wounds days later after fighting the Derbises, allies of the Indians. Babylonian records, our closest contemporary source, say little, only that he died and was succeeded peacefully. The truth remains uncertain, but what is known is this: Cyrus never returned from the east. His body was carried home, across deserts, rivers, and mountains, to the heart of Persia. And there, in the city he founded, Pasargadae, a simple yet elegant tomb was built. A rectangular stone structure with a gabled roof, unadorned, quiet, eternal. On it, an inscription that ancient sources record as saying,
"Oh, man, whoever you are and wherever you come from, for I know you will come. I am Cyrus, who founded the empire of the Persians. Do not begrudge me this bit of earth that covers my body."
Today, it still stands, one of the few monuments in history, untouched by time or conquest. With Cyrus gone, the throne passed to his son, Cambyses II, a capable military leader, raised in the royal court. but a man very different from his father. Cambyses didn't just want to hold the empire, he wanted to expand it. And there was one land that still stood independent: Egypt. In 5025 BC, Cambyses launched an enormous invasion. His army crossed the burning Sinai Desert, supplied by Arabian allies. His navy, bolstered by Phoenician and Greek ships, cut off the Egyptian coast. At the border of Egypt, near Pelusium, Cambyses faced Pharaoh Psemtic III. According to Greek sources, Cambyses used psychological warfare, possibly placing cats and other sacred animals on the front lines. Egyptian soldiers, fearing to offend their gods, hesitated. The Persians struck. Egypt fell, and Cambyses took the throne. At first, Cambyses tried to rule as pharaoh, but he struggled with Egypt's religious class. Some accounts say he desecrated temples, killed sacred animals, mocked Egyptian rituals. Others suggest these were Greek exaggerations, propaganda designed to paint Cambyses as a mad tyrant. But even within Persia, unrest was growing. While Cambyses ruled in Egypt, a man claiming to be his brother Bardia declared himself king in Persia. Was it truly Bardia, or an impostor named Galmata? Cambyses raced back to reclaim his throne, but he never made it. He died suddenly, on the journey home. Some say it was an accident, others suicide. In a flash, the line of Cyrus was broken. Egypt was conquered, but the empire was leaderless. The nobles whispered, the army waited, the people feared what would come next. And from this chaos, a new power emerged. He was not a prince, not a son of Cyrus, but he would become one of Persia's greatest rulers. His name was Darius. Darius claimed the throne with strategy and steel. He would face rebellions, false kings, and the burden of empire. But he would bring Persia to its true peak and lay the groundwork for its greatest conflict. Because on the western edge of the empire, the Greeks were watching. This chapter may be over, but the story is far from finished. Watch the rest of the series on Tales Lost in Time and continue the journey.